Hi, Dr. Lupo. This is Jerome Fountain in your sociology class. I'm here to answer the investigation question about people lying about statistics. The first question is, why do you think people are so quick to accept statistics as truth? I think we live in a world where people need evidence for everything. The craziness of society these days. Um, evident people just want evidence. Really, is the answer to the question. And when you have numbers, people believe numbers just like that. For example, I've used numbers, and I just made them up. Usually, sometimes when I'm just arguing and joking around with friends, I'll just say, well, 44% of people do this, and people just believe it because it's a number. So when you have that hard number there, I think people are less likely to contest you personally. I mean, there's always that chance where someone will pull out their phone and Google the statistic, in that case, for me, I'd be screwed. But I think people just are more likely to believe numbers, if anything. So I'm going to move on to the next question. And the next question is, from a scientific point of view, is spinning the truth acceptable? Is this practice okay from a critical approach in which someone is trying to advance social change? I have mixed feelings about this. I think in general, spinning the truth is not a good idea, because if you're basing things off this truth, it could usually lead to bad results. I think lying about something will just create more lies, I think, in the end. But if it's for something that is eventually going to be good, like something about a good social change in society, then I can't really say anything bad about it. Because if it's a good social change, I want this, then maybe they have to spin the truth a certain way for us to obtain that. So I think there's good and bad. I'd say it's more bad than good most of the time, though, because it pretty much is almost lying. We know lies can spin out of control. So I try to avoid that if I could. But like I said, good social change, you might have to just make people see it that certain way. Also known as spinning the truth. But as long as there's some truth in there, I think it would be okay as far as advancing social change. And for the last question, find a news story on some social issue that you think presents biased data or conclusions. What are the biases? Well, I read an article the other day about how video games cause violence, and they were pulling out all these numbers. 72% of kids play video games. I'm like, how do you guys even know this? So how do they know that? They don't have access to the big companies that make video games like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, PC players. They don't have access to that information. So how would they know that this amount of people are playing video games unless the companies told them? And I don't think that's some information that's easily obtainable. I think we live in a society today where, honestly, I'm not saying every parent, but most parents are not raising their kids the way they were raised traditionally back in the older days, like 70s, 80s, or something like that. Nowadays we put an iPad in front of the kid and have them go crazy on YouTube. Have fun with this, have fun with that. I'm just gonna go do something else now as a parent instead of raising you myself. So I think they try to use technology to raise their children. So at the same time, because of that, they blame technology for kids being violent. In the case I said before, video games. A lot of parents just use video games so that they don't have to hire a babysitter. They think the video game is just going to do everything for them, the babysitting anyway. So when something's wrong with a kid, he's seeing all these bad things, someone shooting a gun in a video game. I could see how that could create a violent mindset. But is it the video game's fault? And the statistics you're using to blame video games, is it really correct? Or is it because in the end of the day, you're not controlling what your kid is playing or watching or doing. You're just putting technology in place of you as a parent, and I think that's a big problem today. That's my example for that. So thank you, Dr. Lupo. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good weekend and a good New Year and all that good stuff. Sorry about the room, by the way. I'm in my sister's room because my family is really loud, and I had to go somewhere to do this video. So thank you for letting me do this assignment. I actually enjoyed doing video. It was fun, and I like the topic too. But anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. Have a good day. Bye.